Et bien c'est tout le monde, c'est DSK. Aujourd'hui on se retrouve pour la suite de notre aventure sur... Vampire Galeb. Ouais je sais, j'avais pas d'autre chose à dire. Trace de sang. Bonjour monsieur. Oui je bosse ici.
Special Agent Smith.
The FBI! Finally, some backup. Lieutenant's expecting you. Straight ahead. Watch out for the bloodstains. Forensics hasn't been through here yet.
Got it.
Ah, magnifique, ça annonce déjà des traces de sang.
The victim lost a lot of blood.
Du sang.
Yeah, I'm still looking.
Don't worry.
I'll finish here and then I'm on my way.
Free. You're gonna be okay.
Lieutenant Anderson, I'm in charge of the investigation.
Special Agent Smith, FBI.
Really? Smith. Is that some kind of joke?
No, why?
Let it go. Never mind. I'll give you the DL. We got a call from the caretaker around 2:15. He told us that one of his residents was brought in with an injury carried by his bodyguards. We sent a squad car that got here around 2:45.
Is the caretaker still here?
He's in the living room. But I don't think you'll be able to get anything useful out of him. Poor guy's in shock.
Who was the first person on the scene?
That would be Baker. He's somewhere around here. It shouldn't be hard to find him.
Okay, then what?
When they stepped inside, the guys came face to face with that.
Do we know who the victim is?
Yeah, he had his ID on him. It's the owner, a guy named Jason Moore. I don't know who this guy pissed off, but things didn't work out too well for him.
Did you secure all the exits and entrances to the building?
Yes, we've got men on the ground floor and in the parking garage.
How do you get to the parking garage?
You'll have to ask the caretaker. He's the one who took my men down there.
Do we know if he had a family?
Yeah, a wife and an 8-year-old daughter. The wife, Lydia Moore, 34 years old, architect, dual citizen of Costa Rica and the US, no criminal record. Yeah, we're trying to get a hold of her. The daughter, June. We've looked and she's not here either.
What have you got on Moore?
He was an asset manager. But if you ask me, he was involved in some shady stuff that we're sure to find out about. It's not every day that an accountant gets his head chopped off.
Where are the bodyguards?
We haven't found anyone yet.
Go on.
We're still looking for the head. We're waiting on forensics for everything else, but they're busy with another case.
What case?
You haven't heard? At one international place. They say it was a real bloodbath. So, you're here to take over the case?
No. I'm working on something else. Moore's name popped up in one of our investigations, but I can't talk about it.
Okay, I'll let my team know. Agent Smith from the FBI is here. We're still in charge of the investigation, so please cooperate with him.
A signet ring with a beaver on it. Moore went to MIT.
Un sur les chaussures. Ah là là, j'ai pas les compétences pour.
Wound in the right hip. He was decapitated. It was a pretty clean cut. There's a retainer here somewhere. Moore's driver's license.
Y'a pas un truc sur lequel interagir ici? Je dirais pas. Ok. Alors, nous avons 3 chemins.
One of the weapons is missing.
Ah, manque une arme.
Come on. It'll pass. Don't worry.
Are you all right?
Yeah, just a little faint.
I was expecting it, but then... give me a minute, and I'll head back.
The sight of blood. We've all been there, haven't we?
No. Ugh, what a stench. There are bloody prints on these bags.
Alors là, ça va être assez bizarre de jouer avec lui.
Why is the FBI interested in Moore?
His name came up in several financial investigations we're working on. Looks like Lydia's planner. The apartment has changed since my last visit. Somebody slept here. Somebody slept here. Mr. Adams?
No. This can't be happening. What a nightmare. So much blood.
I've got a few questions.
I tried to help him. I told him we should call 911. I told him.
Sir, listen to me. It's all right. Calm down. You're safe and you did the right thing.
I did the right thing.
I need you to answer a few questions for me.
Yes, of course. What do you want to know?
Did you know Mr. Moore well?
We weren't friends, if that's what you're asking. But we got to know each other. With time. He was a creature of habit. Since he worked late, he would often ask me for things at night. A newspaper, batteries, ice. I think he asked me for just about everything. I prided myself on always being able to get what he needed, no matter what time it was. You'd have thought he pretty much lived after dark.
Like his clients. Did Mr. Moore have many visitors?
For a man with his status, it was nothing surprising. But, well...
Yes?
His visitors mostly came in the middle of the night. I must admit, that's a little unusual.
That's what working for us is like.
He told me he had a lot of foreign clients, and he had to juggle different time zones. That's what working from home is like. He had colleagues over for late-night meetings, too. But since little June was born, not as many people came around.
That was wise. Did he have any enemies that you were aware of?
No. He was a very respectable man. No bad company or anything.
Except for us. Without any disrespect to the deceased, were you aware of any extramarital affairs he may have had?
Mr. Moore was a good man. He would never have disrespected his wife, or even contemplated it, I'm sure.
She could have been okay with it. There were no young women coming and going.
That's a very inappropriate question. I don't want to talk about this anymore.
Do you know his wife?
Mrs. Moore is a model resident. She always has something nice to say to the staff. And is the first to welcome new neighbors, too. A true lady.
Do you know where she is?
Mr. Moore told me she'd gone to their home in Costa Rica. She goes there pretty often. She's an architect, and she likes to work in her home country. She has family there.
Do you think anyone could have been so angry with her that they could have taken it out on her husband?
Oh, no. I don't think so. It's true that lots of people could have been jealous of her. But not to that point.
Do you think she could have been having an affair?
She's a very respectable woman who loves her husband very much. I don't know what sick kind of world you live in.
And you would certainly not like to find out.
They had their ups and downs, just like any couple. The staff had noticed that she went to Costa Rica fairly often without her husband.
Was she thinking of leaving him?
Not at all. Just the opposite. She begged him to spend more time with her and their daughter.
I imagine the girl left with her mother?
Not at all. It was the start of the school year, and Mrs. Moore left 2 weeks ago. I haven't seen her since Monday, when Mr. Moore took her to school on the first day. She must be staying with a friend. Poor little thing. Thank heaven she wasn't here.
Do you know his bodyguards?
Yeah, there's Jack, James, and Wu. But you won't hear me singing their praises.
Why not?
Oh, they're good at strutting around and acting tough when everything is going well. But where were they tonight? Can you tell me that? That was their job, right? They were paid to protect him.
Do you have any idea where they might have gone?
No, but believe you me, if I ever see them again, I'm gonna give them a piece of my mind.
Tell me about the evening again, please. What happened tonight?
Mr. Moore left with his 3 bodyguards earlier in the evening. One of them got in the car, and Mr. Moore came down around midnight.
And then?
They came back around 2 a.m. Mr. Moore was limping. He was leaning on one of his bodyguards, and he was bleeding.
Was he injured?
I told him I could call an ambulance or a doctor, but he didn't answer. I went closer to insist, but Wu told me they were in control of the situation, that it was no big deal. They went upstairs, and I saw drops of blood in front of the elevator. I told myself they were being unreasonable. What did those 2 goons know about it? So I called Mr. Moore on the internal line several times.
Did he pick up?
Not once. So I went upstairs and rang the doorbell, but nobody answered. So I went back down to the front desk and I called you.
The lieutenant told me there was an access to the basement.
Yes, using the service elevator through the kitchen. You need a magnetic pass to use it. I gave the spare to your colleagues who wanted to go down there. I still have the original. Do you want it?
Please. Thank you for your statement.
You have to find out who did this, officer. Justice needs to be done for him. And for his family.
And we need to find out who's messing with us. That's what we're here for. You can count on us. Stick around in case we have more questions.
Aïe aïe aïe. Mon besoin de sang commence à franchement augmenter.
Huh. You managed to calm him down. I thought that would be impossible.
Yes, and he was able to answer a few questions.
Bon, apparemment ils ont dit que le sang c'était à l'étage. Donc on va peut-être éviter d'aller à l'étage directement.
They wanted to bring a little vacation back home.
Pas une safe zone ça pour pouvoir pomper quelqu'un? Ah, ici c'en est une. Bon, si on allait se rassasier vite fait. Toi je peux pas je pense, mais toi...
Oh.
Je peux pas non plus. J'ai faim! Donne-moi ta nuque! Oh, peut-être je reviens quelqu'un sur le chemin, hein?
My sire always said that at a prince's court, like in a game of chess, you must know when to sacrifice your pawns.
You must be Smith.
Yes.
Rickman.
Have you found anything?
Not yet. This is the girl's room. There's no sign of her. I guess that's a good thing.
I'm going to take a look around. Let me know if you find anything.
Okay, Smith.
A bathroom with a shower and a tub. June's father spoils her.
Oh?
Il y a un code là. 8, 9... Hein? Mais j'arriverai jamais à décoder ça, moi! Je suis trop con pour ce genre de truc! On va faire ça en vidéo en plus, hein.
June's whole life in pictures. June dressed up for Halloween. Jason and June, probably on a beach in Costa Rica. June celebrating her 4th birthday. I've never been in this part of the apartment before. A cell phone. Locked, of course. Beryl, will you ever change? I understand better now. The prince asked more for a complete report on the members of the Primogen. Someone tossed a bunch of stuff in this bag, in a hurry to leave. Holmes and Lydia's mother.
Consommables ramassés. Ah oui, c'est vrai, j'ai oublié qu'il y avait des consommables dans le jeu. fait quoi ce consommable? Restore 2, ok. On cherche, on cherche.
It must have been used to dress a wound.
On cherche des indices. Malheureusement, je suis un peu une
Bottle of
quiche.
disinfectant. Obviously handled by someone who was bleeding.
The number you have dialed is not in service.
Sérieux? 911, ça existe pas aux US? Ah là là.
A drafting table. That must be Lydia's desk.
Alors je sais pas si je suis passé à côté d'un objet caché en vrai. Alors... oh merde. Ah, c'est pas ici pour descendre à...
Fine vintages imported from Europe. Moore knew how to treat his guests.
Ah, ok, je suis passé par là. Je suis revenu en bas du coup. Ah, on cherche quoi exactement? Rassembler des rapports des primogènes. Oh là là.
This is where I met Moore for the first time. The mayor's deeds. Deeds. Stock portfolios. Moore doesn't just manage the Camarilla's business. Portfolios of old shares. Portfolios of old shares. A souvenir from the Hong Kong Stock Exchange. Nice collection. Working for us has its advantages. Lydia and June at the beach.
Ce level risque d'être assez long. Genre très très long. Par contre je comprends pas parce que je vois des items par terre là. Et je peux pas interagir avec. Ah merde. Mais je m'attendais à du sang partout, moi, y a rien.
Officer Baker, can I help you?
Were you the first person to arrive at the scene of the crime?
Yes, sir. My partner and I were the first to get here.
Just tell me about it.
We got the call around 2:20. The caretaker had called because a resident was injured. It took us about 20 minutes to get here. The poor guy was in a panic. He told us he'd seen one of the tenants, Jason Moore, enter the building, and he looked hurt. He was being held up by his 2 bodyguards, and he was bleeding a lot.
Did he see the wound?
Yeah, he said the victim was holding his right hip. So I went upstairs with the caretaker. We saw blood in the elevator and on the landing. I rang the doorbell, but nobody answered, so the caretaker opened the door. I identified myself. There were traces of blood leading down the hall away from the entrance, and just after that, I found the decapitated body.
Did your partner come with you?
No, he stayed in the foyer to secure the entrance to the building.
Did you touch the body?
No. There was nothing I could do to help him, so I secured the scene. I put my gloves on to take his ID out of his jacket pocket so we could identify him. Then I called it in.
Where was the caretaker during that time?
I told him not to come inside, but he followed me. When he saw the corpse, he was really shaken. He wouldn't let go of me.
Then what did you do?
I called for backup. They told me that forensics would get here as soon as they could. They were out at another case. That was their top priority.
After that?
I secured the entrance to the apartment. After that, I searched the ground floor. There was nobody around. But from the looks of things, somebody searched the apartment. When Sergeant Lehane got here, she took care of upstairs. It's a good thing, too, because it took everyone else another 15 minutes to get here. She didn't find anyone there.
So there's no sign of the family then?
Nothing. The place is empty.
If you remember anything else, let me know.
Of course.
It was my greatest pleasure before. Now everything tastes like ashes.
Ah, un poste magnétique. Peut-être pouvoir ouvrir la porte d'en bas, du coup. Apparemment, non. Bon. Et ça, je sais plus d'où je viens, quoi. Ah.
The ghoul who was searching here was looking for something specific. Ugh, what a mess. What are you playing at?
Oh, I beg your pardon?
Don't mess with me. Who are you?
Calm down, Mr. Bazori. I meant no disrespect. I work for the council.
Why would the council have sent her without warning me?
Most of the time, they send me to clean up.
Are you behind this?
No, I got here after it happened.
What's that file you've got?
Oh, an account file. Have it. Here you go.
Okay. Let's see how much she knows. All right. What have you found?
Oh, I'm a little embarrassed. I'm not really allowed to talk about my missions.
I don't have time for this. Give me what you have.
What I've got. Of course, sir. Here. That's everything.
You made the right choice. Tell me exactly what they asked you to do.
I got a message at 2:20 telling me to go to this address. I was supposed to pick up more and some financial documents. After that, I was supposed to wait for further instructions.
Well?
I hope I'm not going to have any trouble.
Do what you have to do. I'll talk to the prince about it later.
Very well, Mr. Bazori.
Je peux pas la bouffer? Je peux pas la croquer. Voilà, c'est à moi. Faut du sang.
I need to see you there.
Okay, sure.
Bon, essayons de pas le tuer. Oh là là, le col roulé qui passe à travers le skin. Pas le col roulé, vous m'avez compris. Oh yeah. Tout juste. Je crois. Je l'ai pas tué, hein. J'étais presque dans la zone dangereuse, mais... Ouais, fais dodo. Est-ce qu'il y a du cannabis ici, s'il vous plaît? Non, y'a rien. Ça marche pour tout, cette histoire. Ok. Bon, j'aimerais bien trouver... le moyen de descendre. J'avais dit à l'élévateur.
That's not a good sign.
Non, non, je peux partir. Qu'est-ce que je loupe? À droite, on avait déjà été. On va y retourner dans le doute. C'est vrai qu'on pouvait passer par là. Qu'est-ce qu'il y avait ici? C'est pas une safe zone, pourtant ça pourrait être une safe zone. Ah! Sûrement cet ascenseur là. Donc il y a 2 ascenseurs dans la suite! Génial! Moi aussi j'aimerais bien avoir un ascenseur dans ma piole.
Can you take a look at the cards, please?
I'll run the plates.
Hey, mister. You can't go into the parking garage. It's a crime scene.
Agent Smith, FBI.
Oh, hi. Officer Norton. They didn't tell me you were coming down.
Got something?
Wyatt saw Moore leave at 2:25.
Wyatt?
The parking attendant, part security guard, part valet. Anyway, a car that belonged to the victim left in a hurry. Or at least he thought it was Moore, until he found out he got his head cut off. There's skid marks on the ground and signs of a minor accident at the exit. He must have really been in a hurry.
Well, I've got a few questions. Where's the witness?
Wyatt? He's in the security booth over there. He's super nice. I don't think you'll need to question him again.
You mentioned skid marks.
Yeah, they're very distinct. They start from his parking space and go all the way to the exit. They clean this place twice a day, so there's no doubt they're fresh. The driver peeled out of here in a hurry.
And you said there was an accident near the exit.
Yeah, minor one. Broken headlight, paint marks. He must have had a hard time handling it.
Do we know what kind of car it was?
Yeah, we called it in. It's the victim's sports car. Wyatt said there's only the sedan left.
Did you find anything else?
No, that's it. Since we're still waiting for forensics, we gotta be careful. But you know how it is, right? Let me know if you have any other questions.
Bon, je pense qu'on va s'arrêter là pour ce nouvel épisode. En tout cas, je sens que Enfin, je le dis souvent, mais je sens que je vais totalement me foirer sur mon premier let's play. Mais c'est pas grave, on fera avec. Allez, sur ce, je vous laisse. Prenez soin de vous, prenez soin de rock'n'roll. N'oubliez pas d'avoir la Ouiiiiiiiiiiiiiiiiiiiiiiiiiiiiiiiiiiiiiiiiiiiiiiiiiiiiiiiiiiiiiiiiiiiiiiiiiiiiiiiiiiiiiiiiiiiiiiiiiiiiiiiiiiiiiiiiiiiiiiiiiiiiiiiiiiiiiiiiiiiiiiiiiiiiiiiiiiiiiiiiiiiiiiiiiiiiiiiiiii16 tout partout et je vous dis à la prochaine pour une nouvelle vidéo. Ciao bye, bouti n'hésitez pas à vous abonner à la chaîne. Peace.